What's up, guys? Time for another video. Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thank you. And the foreword, of course, for this is a lot of this is just me rambling, repeating myself for stuff that is obvious. And I should say again, there's no competitive ego here. I don't play Dragon Ball Fighters, Fighter Z. I don't play it, so I don't consider myself good. No competitive ego. Not saying I would win at it if I played it, right? But it is a fact. The game, where would the game be without me when you look at this? And I thought this was funny because there was this recent France versus America thing. And I watched it because, again, I don't watch a lot of video games, but I have a passing interest in video games, right? You know, like there's like a passing interest. So sometimes I'll even watch, I don't care about Third Strike, but sometimes if I'm bored, I'll watch Third Strike, right? You know what I mean? Just a passing interest in video games. And I hear the French players like Yasha and all these other dudes, they do a lot of stuff with Vegito that I originally said. So, you know, I've watched these guys sometimes play, whatever it is. And I just always think it's funny because I also talk about this idea that you guys have to realize on some level, so many of these content creators for video games, so many of these people that act like they're smart, if you watch these stuff like that, French versus America and all this shit, whatever, Dragon Ball Fighters, Fighter Z, it is just so obvious if you think about it. You can tell so many of these smart guys in video games, they had no idea what the fuck they were talking about with this game, right? The game is constantly throughout the years being played more and more like I said it would be played when the game first came out, right? And it's so funny because, and I'll get into this more, you look at this, like, I remember there, like, this was just about a year ago, right? About a year ago when it was season 3, whatever the last season was, like, oh, you know, people were trying to, they're purposely posting shitty shit. Dude, look at 17,000 views, 40 comments, 166 tweets, 978 likes. Talk about rent-free, dude. It had already been 3 years of me doing everything in this game, basically, for you guys. Can you watch a match that... Actually, is it... You know, I've seen other people say this. Is it possible to even watch a match of Dragon Ball Fighters and not see something that I originally did? I know George said it, and it's crazy to think about. People didn't even start doing homing dash, rejumps, whatever, until Season 2 it became a B&B. And you can see me talking about that in the beta when people said it was fake. That's insane. All my original videos for the game, they're like, people will never do this. Took a year, but it became a B&B. But the point is, I thought this thread was funny because just full of haters saying like, you know, oh, purposely posting shitty shit, and people were like, oh, Clayton thinks the game actually would have only been like this if not for him. And then this guy, I bet he is founding. My motherfuckers, these dudes, they speak worse English than me, my haters, really. I bet he is founding Season 4 as we speak. What a legend. And he said it sarcastically, but did you just... Are we seeing Season 4? Do we see the meta of the game is progressively getting more and more like how I said the game would be played? Look at all these Gogeta Vegito shells. You know what I mean? Just insane. And I posted this too because I saw people showed me this. I'm like, well, dude, you know, you guys can say whatever you want, but do we really need to watch Tatsunoko, what's her name? Tatsu versus Nakio, whatever, when they were considered the best, and for 6 months they really did. Go watch it. Like I said, there's not. Do you think I hacked his YouTube? Go watch what was considered the best. That no one would ever do more than this. Look at this. No one would ever do more than this. They were considered the best 6 months straight. People legitimately really did only do ABC special. And I just thought that was funny because I'm like, man, dude, sarcastically, I bet this found in Season 4. I found Season 4 during Season 1, actually. So you called your own bluff. You guys want me. Look at that. Oh, my God. Hundreds of shares, almost 1,000 likes. They want me to be wrong so bad about games. And I actually made that video. Let's go to ASMR, though. Oh, my God. I'm not really into Asian girls, but, man, this ASMR, I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted. This is going to be the thumbnail. Oh, yeah. Or that's her doing it to me, hopefully. She's 1,000 years old. She is 1,000 years old. She just looks like that, right? I don't fucking know. But anyway, dude. Man, that's crazy how bad people want me to be wrong. How can you watch that France versus USA thing and not be like, man, dude, you just watch it like, dude, does anyone do anything in this game that is not originally how I said the game would be played that people said was fake? It's insane to me. And I don't think the game is played optimally at all. No, I mean, there's still stuff you could do. Now, for what it's worth, like I said, I have a passing interest in video games. So I only watched maybe a couple hours, and the thing was like hours and hours long. And it was kind of like haphazardly a couple hours. That even might be stretching it, right? So there's definitely, I saw people, they're not playing the game optimally, but you can see it's being played more and more how I said it would be played during the beginning. I mean, the Vegito stagger pressure, you know what I mean? I talked about, look at these, like, day one, the character came out. I was doing streams, you know what I mean? I put out tech videos. I don't even play the game, and I put out tech videos. I'm like, you can stagger with this. They can't get out of it. And it took to what? What was it, just like so many months ago? People were like, wait a second, we actually tried this, and this is real? This is potentially real? And I saw some people, too, during this tournament too. I guess maybe there's still brain farts because I did see Vegito, like say the stand light. When you stand light, if you do sassy kick after it, that causes the bug as well. I didn't see people doing that, but you know what I mean? Again, the game's not being played optimally per se, but you can look at it and you can be like, wow, dude, it's just more and more of what I fucking said how the game would be played. Just all over, like the entire fucking meta. It's like comical and like depressing to me almost, right? And again, this isn't me saying I'm good because again, I'm sure anyone could beat me, right? I'm not saying I would win at the game and whatever, but and I heard one of the comments, like they're saying like some guy from there, I don't know, should we name his name? I don't want to like talk shit about these guys too much, but like I said, I'm not talking shit about the French guys or whatever, but the idea was that like, oh, we didn't know Vegito could be played like this till the France guys did it. And I've heard that the Yasha guy and some of these other guys have actually shouted me out. So if that's true, I appreciate it. I don't speak French, so I don't know. The only thing I could say is the "tu es mon petit secret" because I know this girl, she really wanted me to say that to her. And that's pretty fucking hot, dude. She's into the daddy thing. It's awesome. But where am I, dude? I get like if you're cool with me, I appreciate if you shout me out. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm good at the game, and I still think the game can be played more optimally, but it's almost kind of like a sad feeling because you see so many of these content creators like, oh, you could never do what Clayton says, and then they're just like, oh, we didn't know it was real until we saw the French people do it. And I just look at that, and what I'm getting at is, and I've said this before, remember Lord Knight? Lord Knight tried to make 4 videos in a row saying I was wrong about the game. Game didn't work how I said it worked. And he had to change his argument each time. All these buttmonger guys, all these guys that constantly say the stuff I do is not fake. Then they later post a video about it. All the Discord saying everything I do is fake. And it's crazy to me because it's like, where have I been wrong? I made that video on my YouTube recently. I was trying to think when I've been wrong about video games. I've been calling video games since early Guilty Gear days. I'm like, I was like, I don't give a fuck if the Japanese aren't doing it. Give me this game and I'm going to be doing this in 5 minutes. Oh no, the Japanese have had it you for a year. Never that's going to work. Look at a game like Accent Core. Look at a game like Xrd. All this stuff. The Japanese were not doing this shit until I did it, dude, right? And I guess people really wanted to just believe that, which is crazy. People just want to believe like I'm a combo guy, whatever the case is. And it's like, dude, who was the one winning tournaments when I was playing tournaments, dude? I was beating you guys as a sick kid. You don't think I know how games work? That Karnov's Revenge tournament was funny. I the first time playing the game in 3 years. 3 years. The most I played the game in like 10 years. You can go look at my Fightcade thing. I literally just played it a little bit, not even 2 hours. I think it was an hour, 0.7, right? And I entered that tournament in secret. Want to see how good could I do? Playing the game first time in 3 years, right? Most I've played in 10 years during that tournament. It's fucking ridiculous. And what happened? Started beating all of these dudes. People played the game seriously. Like I said, it's almost funny. It's like, geez, I probably could have fucking won that tournament. I got second on a wonky controller. Wasn't even feeling good. And I was just kind of doing whatever, autopiloting it, right? Against people that play the game seriously. I know how fucking video games work, right? And the thing is, why would I lie to you guys about how these games work? What do I gain by lying? Do you see the views on my YouTube? Do you think I need to lie? My views are not that big. I'm not in it to trick you guys, right? And I said, on some level, you got to believe, or you have to know that these guys, it's not just them being insecure about me. These false narratives about how these video games work and will work potentially, they're fucking with you, dude.
Clayton, they're fucking with me. An emergency C-section is required.
So I'm just saying, it's like, man, these guys are hurting the progression of games. When all these content creators who act like they're smart, and every fucking video they change their story because they don't know how video games actually work. These guys are not just talking shit about me; they're hurting the entire community, right? Like I said, that's why I'm thinking, look at like, oh, all these guys, they want Clayton. Don't watch Clayton. Imagine if you would have listened to Clayton, where the game would be now. Like, I guess it's cool that the French were more inclined to do more of the stuff that I've said is real since the very beginning, that we're willing to actually try it. But it's just crazy. Again, it's like, don't you guys get that? Like, these other guys, they don't want you to be good at video games. They just want to make money. You know, they don't give a fuck. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They've never actually been good at the game. It's very rare to see someone that can actually talk about a game. Very rare to see someone that's even good at the game. And to throat. And to see someone that can actually do two, both is even more rare. And most of the people you listen to, this French versus America shit, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, did I just time travel 3 years ago to predict all this shit, how the game is going to be working? The meta of these games, how these games work? And like I said, they're not even playing the game oddly, but more and more, it's just played like I said it was going to be played, dude. I don't know, dude. Oh, I guess before we go too, I don't know. I thought this too when I was watching some of the matches. And again, passing interest, so I didn't watch everything. So if I missed something, correct me. But I guess the Wawa guy was playing Trunks or whatever, and it looked like the announcers were saying that he only plays Trunks because of the fuzzy guard stuff, mix-up shit. And personally, I'm going to be honest, when I first saw that, I was thinking, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Trunks. Because Trunks, and I've said this before, although the game doesn't have counter hits, there is a lot of ideas in this game for potential counter characters. And when you think about a character being more strong, like Vegito was on how many fucking teams now? These Vegito shows? Trunks actually does counter a lot of Vegito's neutral. You know what I mean? The Banshee Blast. I made so many fucking videos. I feel like I make the same video every year to tell you guys how this game can be played. And, you know, I made that video a few months ago talking about, man, Trunks, you can see an idea here because Trunks actually counters a lot of stuff in the game, right? Potentially. He doesn't get the reward off it because the game is Jimmy-fied, right? You know what I mean? He could be getting a better reward, but some of this neutral stuff, that how the game can work, Trunks is a good counter. So I guess people were saying he only picks Trunks because of that. But personally, when I looked at that, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Vegito is so popular. Trunks is like, hey, I don't give a fuck about you Banshee blasting your neutral stuff. That's actually what I thought, but like I said, I always feel like the game is so disappointing because you can see there are ideas there. You know, there are potential ideas for counters. You know what I mean? The game doesn't work to the level it could, but there is an idea there. That's why I always say Dragon Ball FighterZ is such a drop ball of a game because there's so many potential new archetypical characters that are possible in this game that are not possible in other characters or other games, and it's just so disappointing to not see them actually run with it. But anyway, remember, if you like the videos, like, so comment, share, support the channel. If you like this girl, oh my god, see, if you like these 1,000-year-old girls sucking your cock, leave the video a like. I appreciate it. Yeah.